Okay, so here you go. So welcome, hello, and welcome to this celebration of Cindy Georgakas' brand new book, Recreate and Celebrate. I'm really pleased to have you here from all over the world. Very welcome to join us. I'm dialing in from the UK. I know we've got people dialing in from all over the US. Now, I think we've got Thailand, we've got India, am I right? Anywhere else? I've met Japan. So it's a real international meeting. And that is just what Cindy deserves. She's got such a huge following on her blog, and she's well loved in the blogging community and in her own community, and this is just a testament to how popular and how well loved Cindy is. So we're just here to celebrate her book and to talk a little bit about it. It's been an act of kind of recreation making the book. We've learned a lot in that process. And I'm going to just hand over to Cindy as it's her book. She'll talk a little bit about the book. I might come in and say some things, and then we can have a little question and answer session. So Cindy, it's over to you. I'm Ingrid, by the way. I'm the publisher. Sorry, how rude, and introduce myself. So yeah, Cindy, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. And thank you to all of you for being here today. It's really, I'm just quite astounded, really, by having birthed this book, my book baby, into the world. And, I know I can do a lot of things, and I know we all can. Sorry, and Ollie is right here with her fingernails in my top. But this was one that I had a really hard time getting my head around. So the fact that it's here in my hands, it's really quite cool to be able to have had happened. And the interesting part is, I know that most of you had thought that it was going to be a poetry book, because that's what I started writing. I've been writing a lot. I always wrote snippets and poetry. Hugh Pather kind of led my way, and different writers that I would take excerpts from, and I'd write things then. But I wrote newsletters for my clients, Hey Dwight, and so poetry became something during the pandemic, while I was teaching people outside how to massage their bodies, if you can believe it, with foam rollers and things that I couldn't touch them with, or doing life coaching sessions, because that was big back then, because we all needed that then. And so my book evolved into something that I had no idea what it was. But I first have to really thank all of the people that have made this possible for me. And starting with my life coach, Dr. Cherie Carter-Scott, who has been an incredible mentor for me through the years. And I started working with her then and got certified in doing that, and then went on to all of my other fitness and wellness aspects in my life. And then working with Dr. Sabrina Pospisil Bacquire. She is not here, but she's going to pop in, I think. And something I haven't even talked about ever in my life that started evolving. So this is going to be a nice, feel-good poetry book with all my poems behind it. And I had someone helped start editing it. She had started asking me questions. And I said, well, I don't want to talk about that. And she said, but we need to know, how did that happen? And I said, oh, well, we don't need to, so things started coming up and out, and things I really didn't want. In the same way, when we are working in a life coaching session with someone, we're taking layers by layer by layer to get to what's there. So I gave it to Ingrid, and I said, but I want all my poetry in the back. And so she's looking through, and soon she says, Cindy, this is a standalone book. We can't put your poetry in the back of the book. And I said, really? So it was also a letting go process, because I had to keep readjusting and changing. We had a cover that we were going to use, by a dear friend, Lynn Cornish, who was her art piece, a client of mine. And I walk in every day and I see this art. And I said, that's it. But we couldn't figure out how to get the print on there. So at the 7th hour, Ingrid says, what about this picture? And I said, wow, I took that picture and my daughter embellished it and created the font.
Great.
Yeah. So life is that moving target and we just keep evolving. And without the reviews and the friends, and I just can't even tell you how blessed I am. There was a moment I didn't want to put the book out, and that's really true, because my mother says, well, what everybody's gonna think, what about me? You threw me under the bus. And I said, Mom, this really isn't about you. It wasn't about trying to make, point the finger. It was my experience that I had to share in my way. And as a matter of fact, my mom said, you need to write a book because you've always wanted to. And so I said, thank you. She said, yeah, why don't you go to Hay House? So I went to Hay House. It was incredible. They do a lot of self-help, metaphysical books. And I started working there for a little bit. It was called 7 days and write your book. So I signed up. I thought, great, 7 days. You had a hook. Yeah, we all know that's a joke, right? And it was brilliant. I got really far. I even had the title of the book. And I said, what am I going to write? And then this was the launch or the hook. They got you to buy their year program. But the problem was you couldn't interface with people like we are now. So it was a birthing process, the 7 steps to create I always have to read it. 7 steps to turn your dreams into reality really was about this book, as well as my remodeling project. My daughters, who were both pregnant and looking on somewhere, but so that's how it formulated. And I'm just really blessed. And the reason it had to come out, I almost didn't write it and I wasn't hearing from people. And I thought, oh God, definitely. She would say, don't put that in the world, because when I walk down the street, it's like, oh, there's the crazy girl that talked about her real, true feelings. And I didn't want to be labeled as that. But what I knew was if I could help one person, that's all. That was my mission. So that's how that started. And when I got the review was, this is a gem. Oh my God, this should be in psychoanalysis offices as a workbook, or this is beyond. I really literally cried when I heard the words, and I was like, you're not backing out now. So that's the morphing of the book. I thought I'd talk a little bit about maybe the beginning, middle, and end, how we start things, and that all interplays in the book. But I guess first I want to say one thing. I woke up this morning and there was a blue heron sitting outside. And let me see, I earmarked it. And I just, this is, I remembered I came to the lake tonight, and the last time we got here at 12, and I woke up and there was the blue heron sitting outside. And I've written quite a bit when I'm here. And I'll just read you the first, because this is one of my pieces of poetry, and our poetry book will come eventually. Is that you, Charlene? Oh my goodness. Hi, darling. Okay, so it's called Nirvana Found. The lake glistens, reflecting gray and white shadows, while the birds drift with the tide. The great blue heron sits patiently, waiting to score a fish. There is no trying to be patient, trying to be present, trying to be still, without his mind racing. He just is. So,
great.
Thank you. I think that speaks to us being quiet to hear the messages. And when we start in our lives and we think, okay, I want to create something, we generally are very excited. We're thrilled about, maybe we don't know what it is, which is why we sometimes hire a life coach or talk to friends or get support. But as soon as we figure that out, that there's a momentum that starts and we get on a track, we're really happy, we're really excited, we've got a plan of action and we start out, and it's almost like euphoria, you know, you first love, things are delightful, you're starting to lose weight, you're so excited, you're pregnant, you know, that birthing process can be very exciting. So I just want to ask any of you if anybody has anything they might want to share about something they've started that has been that place where you are excited, you're starting out, you're delighted about that.
You want to raise your Zoom hands, then I can see if anyone wants to share. Thanks.
And nobody has to share. No hands?
I don't see
Okay.
anybody's hands. Maybe everybody's a little shy today.
No, that's okay. So anyway, we're going along, right? And then all of a sudden, the next phase is the middle phase. And we come up against something where it's not easy. It's difficult. A deal might have fallen through. We went to a party, we started eating again, and it just spiraled down and we can't get back on track. We're building a house. I know all about that because ours is culminating at the same time. Will be done hopefully in about 3 weeks. And you come up against these glitches and it gets difficult. You have a first fight with your new love. And then we hit impasses where we feel like we can't go forward. Is anybody want to talk about anything that they found in that? Again, don't have to, but if anybody wants to.
I'm unable to raise my hand. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Jeff. Good to
Yeah.
see
How
you.
are you?
I am good. I'm glad you're here.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Sorry I'm not on the Zoom. I'm commuting a little bit this morning, but I just wanted to resonate with you inside of what I heard in your words in regard to creating something new. And I think for me, the thing what's coming up is just the beauty of the creative experience. So when we can let go of our preconceived ideas of what we think the world is supposed to be or should be, and we can stand on that cliff edge looking out over the void where all the unknown is, that for me is where the jewels of existence live, because we've set aside our conditioning, we've set aside the things we believe to be true, and we get to be enveloped in things that we don't know, which for me is all about creativity, inspiration, and connectivity. So just wanted to resonate with your beautiful words and say how much I appreciate you and love you, and congratulations on this gorgeous book. I can't wait to get it. So that's all I got for now.
Thank you, Jeff. I love those words. That's really well said. Anyone else? Ingrid?
I'll come in. There's
Yeah.
not any hands raised. Just I've published quite a few books now. I think this is my 10th book. And I really think that the whole process of creating a book, not just writing it, but bringing it to press, is very much like being in labor. Sorry if this offends anybody's sensitivities, but it's hard work. And you've got to keep at it, and it takes a long time, and it's a lot of work. It's really tough. And there can be a point like when you're in labor and you think, I just can't go on anymore, this is too hard, and they call that transition, and that means you're almost ready to give birth. And it's the same with the book, because there's so much that needs to happen, so much that needs to get into line, and you need to go through that transition, and you know you're almost there, and then it all falls into place and it's beautiful, and in the end you have your baby, your finished product. So I hope today that Cindy is enjoying having her baby here to share with everybody, and I just want to really congratulate her, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to be able to share that with you. So I'm really, really happy that we brought this book into the world. Yeah, that's my little take on that. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a lot like that. And when we come up against that edge, I know I was walking through my house the other day and the dust was just piled high and it felt like I'm done. I cannot do this. And there really was that. And I remember that same feeling in labor where I decided I don't want to do this. I mean, but I was in the elevator. I thought I can't go through this, as we might all know, that feeling. And the only way is through, and that is where the gift comes in. So I think that we need people in our lives at that point to kind of hold our hand, know that we can do this, and that's what sort of this book has been about for me, is letting go, like you said, Jeff, of that preconceived idea of what we were going to do, where we were going to go, and deal with the hiccups, because it wasn't always smooth. We had some hiccups in the book. As a new writer, you can imagine not knowing exactly where those edges are and how things are going to work out. And so trusting your editor, and yet, I don't want to say push back, but pushing back on what's important for you. There's this, wouldn't you say, Ingrid, this push-pull of making sure you're communicating. So anyway, that's really what this is about. And then celebrating the fact and being able to decompress. I think that's another really, really important place where you give yourself those times to stop, take a breath and breathe. Do you want to talk at all, Ingrid, about anything with our experience when we were working with the book and how you worked through some of the process?
Yeah, it was really interesting because it started as, Cindy had these ideas and she sent me the manuscript and she sent me the poem separately. And as I read through the manuscript, I thought, well, this is a self-contained self-help book, really. It's all there in the book. And there was a lot of prose, and some of the poems that Cindy sent were prose poems. And I just thought these don't quite hang together in one book. The poetry book is brilliant, but that's a separate book. But I did want to have some of Cindy's poetry in there. And how I always envisioned this book was to have Cindy's pearls of wisdom, because this is what she's done all her life. She's expert in this. And then to have some small message in poetry at the end of each chapter to cement that learning. So that's what we ended up with. And we have these haiku at the end of each chapter, which are really beautiful. And it just encapsulates the message of each chapter. So there was a lot of work just to get everything in the right place. Just making sure the steps all hung together, and a lot of recreation work there, because the basic idea was really sound, and then it was just the editorial work of making sure everything was where it ought to be. And then the thought about who is mentioned in the book, and making sure everybody was happy with what was said, gets a mention in the book. And then fitting in the reviews from people, which are really beautiful. Thank you to everyone who's written a review. We had conversations about how long the reviews could be in the book. It's wonderful to have the reviews, and we've included quotes from a lot of them. And then any others we have, we very much appreciate if you can share those on Amazon as well. So there's lots to think about. And then once we have the manuscript the way we want it, there's the typesetting, there's getting the cover right. There's a lot that goes into making a book, but I think it's all come together really beautifully, and it's just great to see you all here and be able to celebrate that. So thank you.
Right. Thank you for your wonderful review this morning. Everybody's review was wonderful, by the way. I don't see anybody who reviewed. I had all my clients also that were so dear to write reviews, but we couldn't put those in the book as well. But I loved your personal share. Would you mind? Because I loved that you pulled some of the pieces from my book. And Ingrid said, can you read parts of your book? I said, I really can't. there's just not chapters, but you pulled such perfect things. Would you mind sharing all of that today?
Well, when I turned 76, I was hitting a big number on the scale. And I decided that I needed, I had tried a couple times before, obviously, and didn't do any good because it didn't last very long. But this time I decided I was past letting go. And so I'm determined to lose weight. And so far I've been, since my birthday on May the 4th, I have lost about 10 pounds. So, and I'm hoping to go down considerably more. So we'll see what happens. And her book, as I read through the book, a lot of the comments that she had put in there and experiences she had put in of her own life were very similar in the way I was reacting to my situation. And so it was very helpful to read through her thoughts, and some of her words of wisdom resonated very much with me. So thank you, Cindy, for all your good help.
Thank you, Dwight. Do you have any of the words that you wrote from my book with you? If I pull them up, I have them on my screen because I wrote that today. But if I pull them up, I'll lose them. Pardon?
You can go ahead and read them. I don't have
I
them here.
would. If I pull up my screen, I'll lose them. And I couldn't track, but I really, maybe I'll send it out later. It was really great what you said. So thanks for that.
Oh,
You pulled some excerpts out.
thank you. No, I don't have it here. Right.
Okay, thanks. And I don't think my girls are wanting to come on. Are you there, girls? Renee, you were. What, you?
We're all here.
You're all there?
We're all here.
Can I
I'll
see
say-
you all?
I'll just want to say congratulations. Turn yours down.
There's a lot of
I just
background.
want to say
Oh, yeah,
congratulations.
we all need a mute when somebody's
For
talking.
those of you who
Everybody
don't
mute.
know
Hold
me,
on 1 second. And Ingrid, can we mute everybody?
It's because I'm trying to mute. Can you mute me?
There we go.
Cindy, can you hear me?
I got it.
Can you guys,
My cursor wasn't working.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
You have
good.
to turn your speaker on too. You can't hear them.
Okay. Sorry, guys. So I just want to say congratulations, hon. For those of you who don't know me, I would probably not gravitate towards this type of book. Those of you who know me would know that. But as I read the book, I had to say what a wonderful job it is. It was really, really nice. It's a great, great book. It's much better than I anticipated it would be. And it's worth, when you talk about birthing a baby, I have to say the emotional highs and lows are probably about the same. I didn't have to deal with the physical highs and lows, which was a good thing. She could be typing away in the middle of the night, pounding away on her keyboard at 3 a.m. I'm going, what the heck are you doing at 3 a.m. writing? And this went on for months and months. And I never realized how much work and how much effort it would take. And I congratulate you on a well done product, a finished product. Congratulations. I love you.
Thank you.
Here.
And that's really, you've been really amazing for you to be there. And I know there's times I hardly barely look. So thank you very much for all of that. I really appreciate it. And my girls, if it's both of you, some of you know, are pregnant. So we have like lots of things happening in our lives. And Renee came on and went away. And Blair, are you there? Is that you? There's Renee. Okay, so, and there's Blair. Yeah, so congratulations to you guys. So that's our next big birthing project around here, which is exciting. I don't know if I have anything else to say. Ingrid, do you want to talk at all about the
How would you
book?
feel about me reading the first 3 paragraphs of the introduction? Because it kind of chimes with what we've been talking about. Are you happy for that?
Sure.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't already have the book, this is how Cindy's introduction begins. Do you wake up in the morning full of joy and zest, or do you want to throw the covers over your head and hide? Are you living your life your way, or are you following in someone else's shadow? Life is meant to be lived in accordance with our inner callings, with what is true for us. Life is meant to be celebrated every day. There will always be moments when we wake up on the wrong side of the bed, spill our coffee, get sick, etc. But if you're constantly in a state of doom and gloom and have lost your zest for living, it's time to take a long, hard look at what you want. Do you wake up with gratitude in your heart, eager to start the day, or do you dread waking up as you're full of anxiety and fear? Perhaps you were living the life you envisioned before a shattering life event changed everything unexpectedly, causing you to fall apart and find yourself stricken with grief or pain. The top stressors in life are the death of a loved one, divorce, moving, major illness, and job loss. Any and all of these things can stop you in your tracks immediately. It's important to be gentle with yourself when you experience such changes and get the support you need from family, friends, and professionals. This will help you through the difficult time of transition so you can bounce back with resilience and find joy again. And there's that word, transition. It just really chimed with me. And the book's all about that. Not that necessarily you have been through a traumatic event, but I think everybody, as they go through life, it's very easy to start living your life the way other people expect you to live, and to be controlled by other people's expectations of you. And the book's all about breaking that apart so you can get in touch with that authentic voice and what you really want to do with your life. And it's really worth doing the work. And I as I was editing the book and reading it, I was going through my own process. I was facing surgery, and it was elective surgery. And partly as a result of conversations I had with Cindy and reading the book, I decided not to go ahead with it, and because it wasn't right for me and I was doing it for the wrong reasons. So the book has helped me in a very practical way as well. So thank you to Cindy for that. It's a beautiful book, and there's a lot to learn from reading it. That's my...
Thank you for sharing that, Ingrid.
Do we want to do a Q&A session? Shall we?
And if we could, really quick, because my friend's birthday is today, Debbie, who is in the book. If we can sing to her really quick, because she came, that would be great. I don't know how our voices will go, but let's try it.
Okay, let's do that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to Debbie. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
You're very
You know,
welcome.
I want to say something. I'm so proud of you, my dear friend. Cindy has talked to me for years about writing a book. And I just kept encouraging her. She has to write a book. And it was like, what was it going to be about? And obviously you figured it out. And I am so excited to read it, and that your voice can be heard. And, you know, like these years of growth and journey, and, you know, from starting with, you know, life coaching to, I mean, all the different pieces that you've brought into your life to be able to write this book. And I'm just, I'm so thrilled. So I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I just want to say one thing. Oh, you can hear. I am very proud of you, my dear daughter, for putting this book out and for working as hard as you have to make your dreams come true. I know you've always wanted to write. You're a beautiful writer. I'm very proud of you. I love you very much. And it's been a joy, really, to watch you blossom into a beautiful young woman, mother, wife. You've done it all. And again, I just want to say, I love you. I'm proud of you. And whatever you do in life will always be perfect. So there you go. Have a wonderful, very, very proud of you, my dear, and my grandchildren. And now that you're giving me a or they are giving me the opportunity to be a great grandmother, it's very thrilling, and I'm looking forward to it all. So God bless you. And again, just keep follow your bliss. That's the most important thing. Follow your bliss. Be who you are. Okay, that's it. I've said it. That's all.
Thank you, Mom. I really appreciate that, because I know she said, well, gosh, she looked at it, she said, you have a vivid imagination. And I said, well, Mom, it might not look the same for you and me because we have different experiences. And what I love so much about you, Mom, is in the next minute yesterday, when I found out from Debbie that you could already order my book and Debbie had ordered it, I told my mom and she says, I can only afford 10 copies right now, but I bought 10. So thank you so much for everything and encouraging me to write the book and sending me off. And, you know, as kids, as us having children of our own, what we know about that is that everyone comes up with their own process, and there's something internally that they will process that we did with them, or however that is. So anyway, that's just, I'm grateful for that. Does anybody have any questions? Because I don't want to keep you all morning, or anything you want to say.
See Rhonda's hand.
Yeah, Cindy, I have, well, first, congratulations. I
Thank
have personally seen how hard you work on your blog, responding to every person, in addition, running your family, your household. You're a wonderful mother, wife, daughter. So congratulations on making this happen. My question is, for us as your readers, and I can't wait to get my copy today. I've already bought it, but I couldn't get it yet. How do you recommend that we go through your book? Is it something that, you know, we plow through in a day? Is it something that how do you envision us utilizing the chapters of your book and the wisdom that you're presenting to us?
That's a great question. May I first say that this is Rhonda, for all of you that either personally know her from our town, or don't know her, or know her from our blog. She is our songwriter. And so you've seen her on our blog, and her songs are brilliant. She just came out with another one I posted, and another one will be coming soon. So thank you for that question, and being such a dear friend that is so supportive. She's read every one of my posts, and which is wonderful. And what I love is she also will extrapolate one little thing. It's like when we go to our friend Sean, who's here, she might bring up some incredible songwriters, poets, and I'm always there taking one word, and that's Rhonda. So that question is a great question. Here's the thing. My book was designed to stop you, especially if you are processing something. So you could read it. Greg read it. I know he didn't do any of the workbooks because that's not what he would do. But if you're really, truly working on something, if you stop and ask these questions, Ingrid wanted me to actually read the one part of who am I? And if you go through and answer that question 3 times, 4 times, you'll come up with a different answer every time. So if you can stop and answer some of those questions, you will start finding that you will find your own answers, because there's nothing in there that I can give you. You already know them. But we've not been trained to really have that introspection, or we've been trained to push things under the rug, not feel them. Nobody wants to feel some of those human emotions of pain. But the truth is, we all have pain. You know, we all have all sorts of emotions. And when we find out pain is just pain, then we can just sail with whatever's coming up. Does that answer that, Rhonda?
Yeah, it sounds like you utilize it, you read it, and then you go back to it, and you can continue to go back to it, that it's something that you can utilize forever.
And I think that's really the truth, because we have to stop moment to moment and really look at these aspects of ourselves, and they change and shift as we age and stage, as we continue to grow. We're different than when we came in at one age, right? Than when we're now maybe at our middle age, or we're making a transition and know, hey, how many years do I have left here? And how do I want to live them? So I think that's exactly right. Thanks for asking that.
Thank you.
Can you hear me, Cindy?
Yeah, who is that?
It's your sister.
It's what? Where are you?
You know what? Must be operator error. I can't get I've been here the whole time, all dressed up for you for your lunch.
She dressed to the nines. We've got to get her on.
And I can't get this thing to work. But anyway, I've been here the whole time.
You have to turn on audio.
You know that I grew up with Cindy.
Hey, Jan, can you turn your audio on, honey?
You know what? I'm having problems here.
Turn your video. Turn
Click
video
on the video down below.
Yeah, I did that, but it's not.
To the left,
Videos.
right down here. Can you see my arrow?
When I do open system preferences, then it goes back to, oh, let's see. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, we hear you well.
Okay, well, you don't need to see me, but I am dressed up.
She always is. She always looks gorgeous. She's also a cool.
But anyway, I go way back with Cindy. Cindy's like a sister to me. We have funny names for each other. I'm Greg's sister, by the way, so I consider part of Cindy's family. And growing up with Marlene all these years of, you know, we always laugh and say, you can't take the Daly City out of a girl, but you can always take the girl out of Daly City. We go back to cheerleading days, and we're doing retail together. And little did I know that Cindy would become such an amazing author. This is we get so busy in our lives. I raised 2 children, Cindy raised 4, and so busy during those years that it's hard to find time to really sit down and chat with each other. We see each other on, you know, many family occasions and chat over the phone, but I never knew how wonderful Cindy is as a writer. And I just want to congratulate you, and just so happy to be part of your life. It's another side of you that I never knew, but I'll always know you as the Cindy. I wonder if people know you the way I do. And I just want you to know how proud I am and love you very much.
Thank you. I love you too.
I also just wanted to let you know that your other children joined you as well. They're here
Oh, Garrett's here?
together
And
because they're
Brianna?
both together.
Oh, where are they? Can they come on screen? Reed? I can't hear you now, hon.
I said, I don't know. I just wanted you to know that they've also joined.
Okay. Reed, do you want to say anything? I think at all? You don't have to.
Me? Me?
Well, I guess I want to thank my kids for being here. They all bought the book. You know, it's really funny because I was going to I am going to buy a lot of copies, and I was just going to give them to everybody, right? And I said, well, that's fine. We don't need to sell many. I'm just going to give them to people. And Ingrid said, well, no, you can't do that. I mean, you can do that, but she says, but that doesn't count. They can't even write an Amazon review then. So I didn't know that. But the fact that you guys all bought a book was great. I'm really appreciative. And it'll be interesting to see because they could read the book. I asked permission for them. This isn't exactly the book that where I thought it was going, but I asked permission. Are you okay if I write this book? Is this okay? And it was really kind because they all said, no, you need to write what you need to write. And we want you to write that. But they said, but Mom, this isn't the real you. The real you is funny and laughing and da 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 all the time. That's who the real you is. Can we just add little snippets of that here and there? And so anyway, you guys have been great, and Blair painstakingly going through. And you know, everybody, when we started Zoom, it was just a nightmare house, all of us living together and trying to help me, who was not able to do it. So now at least look at it, all of us who never thought we could be on Zoom are. So I really appreciate all of that. Hey. And so that's been really appreciative, and Blair taking time, and Garrett saying, yeah, go ask Blair. So anyway, thanks. They have their side combo. But I'm glad that you're all here. I've seen some notes.
We were just listening together.
Okay. I don't know if you heard everything, but you can hear the video later if you want.
We did.
Good to see you. Any other questions or comments?
Charlene, I see a hand up.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
I just want to say congratulations, and also that I believe that I am living proof that your words of wisdom and support and suggested guidance has played such an important role in my life's ups and downs, and in helping me transition on several major life events. And I came out on the other side, and you were such a huge part of all of that. And I'm just I haven't read the book yet. I did order it on my Kindle, but I'm excited to read it. And I just know that anybody who really does take the time to understand the words and the meaning of, you know, really self-reflection and doing that work, that I think everybody can find happiness and some sort of relief if that's what they are searching for. So anyway, I just love you. So proud of you. You are an amazing woman. And I know we all feel that way about you. So congratulations. You did it
so much. I did it. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thanks.
I want to say thank you to Pooja too, because she's right there smack dab in the middle. Pooja's from Africa. Pooja, sometimes when I can't get a post up, or I can't get a picture up or something, I hate social media, okay? I would never be on Instagram or Facebook. But I knew this was something I needed to do if I wanted to do a book. I just knew this was going to have to happen. So Pooja will be there, and she's like, don't worry, I got that. Did I turn comments off? Don't worry, I got that. So thank you, Pooja, for that.
You're welcome. And I just want to say that I've been able to like be part of this process with you, I feel like, and I know like firsthand just how much work you've put into the book, how much all the behind the scenes stuff, like I know that you've been working on it like crazy, and it, you know, it really is like your baby. And I just want to say, like, I'm so proud of you. Everyone here is so proud of you. And, you know, we're just so happy to support you in any way we can.
Thank you. And your review was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that. Pooja, let me just tell you. Okay, I hate social media. She loves social media. I don't know how she does social media. She's 25,000 and growing followers on her blog. And how many Instagram followers do you have?
I haven't checked recently, not as much, but yeah.
A lot. So anyway, thank you. And Sean, you're in the book.
What?
I asked you.
I ordered it, but I haven't, I obviously haven't gotten it yet. I ordered it right away and I'm looking forward to it. You've also been a big inspiration in my life. One day I called up Cindy and I said, Cindy, I've got to go somewhere and I need to get in shape. I had it 2 weeks to get in shape. Well, 2 weeks wasn't going to do it, but it started us on a long journey of lots of hours of laughing in my gym, let's just say. And it's led to, I think I'm looking forward to reading the book, Cindy, because I'm looking forward to see the serious side, because so often when I'm with you, you're making me laugh. And I'd say that is probably on the spectrum more than on your serious side. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. But you are a woman with a lot of wisdom. And when you decide to do something, you do it and you take it all the way. When I think about you, you had your own gym, you had your own training business, then you learned to be a masseuse, then you learned to be a therapist. Whatever you do it all the way and you do it well. And I am grateful. I'm grateful to have you in my life.
Oh, thank you. And I'm so grateful to have you. Sean is somebody that you just say yes to, and when you want to say no, because she said, okay, let's go and have you teach my spin class, and you'll read that. And I said, well, I don't do that, but I did that for quite a while. And then she wanted to come on back and we're going to do a little massage tonight. I said, I don't do massage. So I can't tell you how many hours later that then I was doing massage. So she leads these places. Go ahead.
Oh, it was because when I would work out with you, you would start to rub like part of my body that I just worked out. I just sit there. It's like having an orgasm. Practically. It felt so good. I go, Cindy, you've got to become a masseuse. Your hands are so good. And they were so strong, and you're not a very big person. And you had the strength of, I don't know what in your hands. And it was just such a gift that I would just wait for those moments. Like, don't stop, don't stop.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So yeah, so thanks for all of that.
So Cindy,
Yeah.
yesterday I was telling you about like the rankings of your book on Amazon and how, the more people will buy, the higher your rankings are. So yesterday, you were 33,998 in all books sold on Amazon. And this morning, you are 25,000. Let's see.
Which I don't know what that means. That sounds like
so there's millions of books. I mean, there's millions of books on Amazon. So it's like, as books are being sold. So you are like today, you're the top 25,000 books being sold on Amazon today. And then and it's going to grow and grow and grow as people keep buying your book. Yesterday you were 559 in happiness and self-help. Today you're 481. And so, you'll just see that grow and grow and grow. And then what'll happen is the higher that you get, then your book's going to, when someone searches happiness and self-help, they're going to see your book much quicker rather than having to scroll through pages upon pages.
You've already, if I can just come in, you're number 11 top new release on happiness self-help at the moment, but that's just it's probably based on yesterday's sales because it takes a while for those to trickle through. So I'm really hoping we get number 1 new release. I think we will. I've got a good feeling about this.
Oh, you absolutely will. Absolutely you will.
Well, I'm glad you guys are so confident and you do numbers because that's what I don't do. So thank you. As a matter of fact, when Greg says, well, how much is the book cost? I said, I don't know. Well, how much are going to people buy it for? I said, well, I don't know that either. I didn't do this for the money. And so anyway, I don't know what any of the numbers mean, but I'm glad you guys do. And I really do. My purpose is really to get it in people's hands that I hope make a difference in the world. So that's really it. But I want to say that it is 8:57 and you guys have all hung in here for a long while. And I really know that you have lots of things to do, but just that you're really important to me. And I'm really grateful for each and every one of you for being here, and the ones that, and I see Dawn, hi Dawn, who weren't able to be here. Hopefully they'll see on Zoom. And Ingrid, thank you so much for, I know that it was a big labor of work and we did it, and you were instrumental in really hanging in there. We started 2 years ago. Her prices were this much, they've gone to this much, but you know what? She honored the price because that's where we were. So, and it morphed into something of more hours, but hopefully the poetry book is already done and that'll be easier for you.
Something to look forward to on the horizon as well. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everyone who's come here. It's a pleasure to host you all, and congratulations again, Cindy. I hope you're going to go out and enjoy your day today. Please don't spend the day looking at the Amazon rankings. Go out.
No,
have a
I
meal, enjoy yourself, and we can look at those tomorrow if you want.
That sounds like a good plan. Everybody have a great weekend, and thank you so much for your kind words and love, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.